What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a bit of a different video, but I just thought I'd give you my tips as I've recently changed some things and I feel like I've got a lot better playing. So the first thing is, if you go into options, you want to make sure that all your options and your settings are perfect, or like good enough for you anyway. So most of mine are basically default, apart from things like sensitivity, ADS and that sort of stuff. So button layout, that's literally like personal preference. You play the game like whatever feels comfortable to you. So if you're running one that you feel like you're not doing good at, or you can't remember the controls for, you can go into default, change it to literally any of these, any one that you want. Some of them are not major changes, like some of them stay the same, but things like melee, from going melee on RS click down, it changes to B, and then to crouch and stuff it's RS, but obviously that's for tactical, but I've always played on default. Same with stick layout and the inverted vertical look. You don't want that, because if you go to look up, it'll actually look down. Dead zone is something which they've recently added on the recent update, and mine's on 0.07, but I'm pretty sure it goes on 0.25 as a default. Basically what this is, as you move your stick, if you move it all the way left, obviously you move left, but you notice there's a tiny bit of there's a bit of delay when you move. And same with looking as well, you can't sense it that much, but if I was to put my thumb just on one of the sticks and just wiggle it around slightly, it hardly moves. And basically all that options, on the options, all Dead Zone does is, if you lower it, so mine's on 0.07 because I feel like that's what works the best, then when I wiggle it, your player sort of moves in a bit of a circle, and I'm literally moving the analog the exact same as I was moving it just. It just makes it a bit more sensitive, so if you're in like a tight situation, say if someone was coming from over there, it just feels like you can move out the way a bit quicker. I mean, obviously you can slide out the way and stuff, but yeah, it makes it feel a lot better. So I definitely recommend you mess around with Dead Zone, go into a private game like I am now, test out Dead Zone, see what you think about it. I mean, you could put it all the way up, and that just feels really slow. Like, you probably can't really tell on the video, but like, it's very slow. Like, I'm moving the analog now and there's literally no movement whatsoever. But yeah, you should try that out for yourself, guys, because it's definitely worth having a mess around with, seeing if you can get your settings up with Dead Zone. It definitely helps you improve your play. Next thing is sensitivity. That's down to preference. Like, whatever you feel like is perfect for you. You don't want it too slow, you don't want it too fast. Just take into account that when you ADS, you get different sensitivity. So low zoom and high zoom sensitivity you need to change as well. If you don't know what ADSing is, like you're brand new to the game, basically ADS is when you aim down your sight, so it's that sensitivity looking sideways. So I keep mine low because it's accurate, plus you're not always ADSing. So let's say you just spawned in from that side, you come in through here, and you see someone down there. As you're running through here, you're not ADSing at all. The only time you're going to ADS is when you see them. So like, you can mount, start shooting them. You don't want the sensitivity high because you want to be accurate. Yeah, that's why mine's slow. A lot of people will have it slow just because you don't need fast ADS sensitivity. People have normal sensitivity fast, but you don't want it too fast, like to the point where you can't generally see where you're walking or running. Controller vibration is enabled. That's also preference as well. I like mine enabled just for, like, sometimes my game volume doesn't work perfect, so things like grenades and stuff, you can, like, it vibrates, which I find vibration actually makes you concentrate a lot better. Sounds weird, but until you actually play with vibration and get used to it, it feels more comfortable in your hand. I don't know why. Aim assist is on standard. If you disable aim assist, it's you literally you'll see a massive difference, especially if you're new to the game and you've been playing with aim assist. And I wouldn't change it to anything above standard because it'll start to become annoying. You don't need to talk about mountain. That's mountain as well. Reload behaviour, I've got them on tap reload, so you literally just tap X, because well, X on Xbox is my reload button. So you literally just tap it. I don't need that. Slide behaviour, I've got mine on hold because the amount of times I tap B just to crouch behind something, or I'm walking and I want to crouch and then you just end up sliding, it's annoying. Plus sliding can be annoying anyway without that. And then the rest of that is literally basically preference. So auto move forward, if you really want that, put that on. Automatic sprint, wouldn't recommend that personally. I'd rather, if it was me starting off, I'd rather get used to being able to sprint at my own sort of leisure. Whereas if you have auto sprint on, when you move forward, it automatically sprints, and then you literally have to hold the stick forwards, and it'll just carry on sprinting until you stop. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. But yeah, that's basically it for the set. Go into some private matches with your friends if you don't want to ruin your KD. And yeah, I'll move on to the next tip. So we're back onto multiplayer now, and I'm just going to quickly show you some classes that I use. I mean, I've got a lot of classes on here which I mess around with. The top one's a bit of a mess around class. But basically I use the Grau, is it? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's the one from Season 3. It's the very end assault rifle. I've got lightweight suppressor, because obviously sound suppression, you get taken off the mini-map, and it's a good weapon to use, it's a good attachment to use in core game modes. Tac laser, simply because ADS, you want quick or relatively quick ADS. I normally swap this with sprint to fire speed, simply because you want to, if you're running close quarters with this gun, you want to be able to outshoot that person first. But I mainly use this gun for long range. I've got the Commando foregrip on. Sometimes swap it with Merc foregrip or Ranger foregrip. Obviously, they both help decrease recoil. Then I use the XRX Void 2 rear grip, because obviously that helps ADS speed. And then sight of hand perk, simply because obviously you need to be reloading a lot faster than the regular. So yeah, as you can see, I got that gun gold, so that's basically shows how much I've used that. Then perks, I'm running Scavenger, Ghost and Amped. Lethal, I've got C4 and Stun Grenade. The C4, that was just a bit of a mess around thing I was trying out. I was trying to do a challenge, but I normally run Semtex or Frag. Then I've got the knife, literally there's not actually a reason why I've got that. I suppose I always switch to my knife as soon as I spawn in, because it helps you run a bit quicker. But if you're new to the game, I'd recommend you literally pick like a pistol or some sort of overkill secondary. But that's probably my go-to class, is the Grau, whatever you call it, Grau. Yeah, I've got plenty more classes. If you want to see a video where I sit down and help you guys make a class, or I'll show you all of the classes in depth, let me know down in the comment section. Smash the like button on this video. Use code Ashley10 for 10% off drinkrafe.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Brown sugar never been so sweet, but vanilla ice cream is my favourite dish. Blacker the berry, the sweet or the drip. Make a cheesecake, last bit we can split it. Why you care what my pigment is? Held me down, I was progressing. Reminded me